And they call me warrior. They call me loyalty. And they call me...
Okay, so now I want to show you something else that an attacker can do, and this is called a smother. Sometimes you get these bigger, stronger, or sometimes even just fatter people on top of you. They just want to use their weight and girth to smother you, because they know it's just a matter of time until you run out of energy. All right. Well, anytime we get static in a self-defense situation, it usually means injury or death. So we can't stay static. We can't get stuck. We have to keep moving. All right. So I'm going to smother Latika, show you what that looks like when an attacker does that, and she's going to do a technique that we call the trap and roll technique. All right. So as I come in and I grab Latika's head, all right, and I wrap her head up, my other hand comes up, and it can be cupping her head too, or my forearms can be both on the ground like this. I can just be using my weight to smash her face, make it hard for her to breathe. Several different ways of me smothering her, but she's going to do the same technique on all of them. Okay, so I'm going to turn her head to the side just so Latika can breathe during this technique. All right, I'm going to put some pressure on her. Okay, so now I'm smothering her. Right, it's going to be hard for her to escape this. Right, the first thing she's going to do is come up and grab my bicep. Okay, we're going to call this answering the phone. Okay, she can either get her hand to her ear, or my arm is now trapped, so she's trapping my arm. She's cutting off that leg of the table. Okay, or she's just going to grab my bicep. Okay, just depends what she can reach and what's easier. Now she's locking her elbow down already, just like she did in the choke defense. Now she's going to trap my foot. Okay, on her other side, okay, that arm is going to punch up underneath my armpit, get me going at a 45-degree angle as she bridges at the same time and bridge me over. Boom. Cool. All right, so that's how she's going to get out of that. We're going to show it from this angle too, just so you can see what the other side is doing. So Latika's going to lay down. I'll get in the mountain position. Okay, I have wrapped her head. All right, my other arm is holding her here. I'm trying to smother, use my body weight to smash her, make it hard for her to breathe, because I know once she's tired and exhausted, she is compliant. All right, then I can do with her what I want. Well, again, she can't stay here. All right, becoming static means death, and she's got to get out of this. Okay, so she traps my arm. Boom, saws off that part of the leg. She traps my foot, saws off that part of the table. The other arm is punching my armpit. Boom, she's bridging me at a 45-degree angle. Come up, and now Latika's on top. Okay, and again, we're going to show you how to get out from in between my legs in a moment. So I've mounted Latika again. All right, and we'd already talked about our default position, right? So now Latika's going to go to her default position. All right, so her palms are on her forehead again. Her elbows are together. Her shoulders are shrugged. Her chin is tucked. All right, and her feet are up. Right, her legs aren't flat on the ground. Her feet are closer to her bottom. Well, if I go to kind of smother her now, well, look, I've got to kind of get through elbows. She can breathe through all this. So if I'm trying to do this now, she's okay. She doesn't have to breathe in my shirt or deal with me smothering her. Now again, she's not going to stay here, right? Because static means death, right? So from our default position, if I got here like this, all she's got to do is slip her one elbow down, come over, hook my bicep, trap my foot. Boom, this other hand is now going to come and bridge and roll, punch me, boom with that bicep, that gets me going, now she's on top of me, okay? So she can do the same technique from her default position. Perfect. Okay, so now Latika and I are going to show you what smother looks like when we go harder. So I've got her mounted, and I've wrapped her head, okay? As soon as my other hand comes and touches the ground, she's going to go and get out of this. She does not want to stay there. All right? So boom, wrap your head. Perfect. So now we're going to show you what to do if somebody puts their hooks in. All right? So if I'm on top of Latika, right, and I've trapped her head, again, just like I did before, all right? So if I wrap her head, okay, I'm on top of her, and I start to push my knees back, and I take my feet, and I hook her shins, and I push my weight into her like this, it becomes very hard for her to breathe, right? I'm crushing her diaphragm with my hip pressure, right? I can literally take my legs off the ground like that and squish her, and she feels like how bad that is. It's awful, all right? So if we don't know how to get out of that position, it is devastating, right? I can actually make Latika more compliant more quickly than if I just sat on top of her. So what she's gonna do to get out of this, all right, is she's gonna trap my arm just like she did before, okay? All right, this leg over here that I have this hook in, it's already trapped. I'm actually doing Latika a favor, all right? By putting my foot here, I'm literally trapping my leg for her. It's this one that when she goes to bridge, that I get strong in and she can't push me over with because I'm stopping her bridge. She can't get it down to the mat, right? So she's got to clear it. So to clear that hook, she's going to turn her knee out and then simply straighten her leg. Boom. Now she's going to pummel her leg back close to her bottom. And as she does that, she's going to bridge and roll. Boom. Punch me with that far side arm underneath the armpit as she does it, and she's going to get out of it. Okay?